Hashtag I'm just saying.
About to get ready for hashtag I'm just saying. Don't forget to join in. Tune in. Love you guys. Mwah.
Welcome to another episode of hashtag I'm just saying. I'm yours truly, MemeMichelle. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode. This is episode number 44, and it's an episode that you do not want to miss. I want to tell you thank you for tuning in every week. And, oh, my God, the promo, it was like 2,000 views. So there are a lot of people interested in the topic we have today. So I hope you're ready. Hope you're ready to run till you finish, if you know what I'm saying. But I want you to get involved. I want you to leave your comments, ask your questions. Anything you have to ask this mighty man of God, feel free to ask. And let's get this party started. Okay, so the drink of the day, I wasn't going to have a drink because my guest doesn't really drink, so I got him some regular old, hold on, come on, camera lady.
Make her come on camera.
The drink of the day is a mimosa. So I use Verdi. I don't know if you guys have ever had Verdi. You can get it at Total Wine. You can get it at the Walmart. It's kind of like a champagne. It's kind of sweet. So I just use that. It's like $5. You can't beat that. So Verdi, hit me up if you know you want me to promote, because I will. And then I just use regular old Minute Maid, mix it up, and boom. And if you want a lighter calorie mimosa, here's the key. More champagne, less orange juice. There's the least orange, because we're trying to get it right in the new year. New year, new you. And let me just be honest, let me just be frank. Had a horrible diet this week. I mean, terrible. I mean, I didn't do anything I was supposed to do, so y'all not praying hard enough. I'm just saying, hashtag that. But with God give you grace to see another day, it's time to start over. So that's that with that. So, and another thing I wanted to mention before we got started, y'all, it's winter time. I want to send a shout out and send some sunshine to my family in the Midwest. It's like 10 inches of snow there, and we have like, the sun is out. It might be like 65, 70.
Yeah,
and
70.
We're going to just send some of that your way if you're like in the north or the Midwest and you're dealing with the snow, if you're in Ohio.
Shout out to my brother, Willie Templeton Jr., who was shoveling snow for an hour while I was on the phone talking to him.
I'm sorry, but we got some beautiful weather here.
Beautiful.
And let me just say this one more thing before we get started. You know it's winter time, so if you got a cold, cover your mouth. This lady coughed in my face today, and I was just like the Matrix. I was like, ugh! Come on now, cover your mouth. And if you want to know how people drive their driving skills, check out how they drive their car in the Walmart. You know, sometimes I have to leave here to go to the Walmart to get things for the show. And I'm like, they just act like they don't see you. They run you over, all of that good stuff. So if you want to know how they drive their car, check out how they roll with their basket. But anyway, that's enough about that. The topic of the day, let me introduce my guest. This is Aaron Cuddy Burrows, a.k.a. TheRunningServant. And I don't want to get into how long he's been running or when he started running or his life. I just know I've been knowing Cuddy since I was in the 8th grade the first time. I got hit by a car in 8th grade, so I had to do a repeat.
I remember
Everybody at school thought I was dead. And we used to have
Spice Lane.
Yeah, we all lived on Spice Lane. And I don't know if you remember, but we had art together in 8th grade. Yeah, and Cuddy was a nerd, and he was like, I'm trying to watch the Science Channel. I mean,
you know, she just retired 3 years ago, our art teacher.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And if you guys don't remember, I had a show on Survive and Divorce. That was his brother that was on the show. So I've been knowing the Burrows brothers for many, 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 many years, and I love you guys. And before we even get started, thank you for doing this for me.
You're welcome.
So
but notice she did have my brother on first.
Because, okay, let me be frank. I knew Cuddy, but Matt was my friend. I knew Matt before, even though we were in class together, Matt was my friend. So,
yeah, but she had him on first.
well,
I just wanted to put that out there.
Some healing. Well, we're going to talk about the running
I
servant.
enjoyed watching it.
And we're going to talk about his life and him preparing his body, mind, and spirit to run around the world. That's a big feat. And he's not just running around the world selfishly. He's running for a cause. So, with no further ado, Cuddy.
Mimi.
Today I want to ask you about the what, the how, and the why. Okay?
The what, the how, and the why.
We're gonna cover the what, the how, and the why.
All right.
So the first question is, what made you start running?
I was 375 pounds. My doctor told me I needed to lose 40 pounds. I told him I didn't have time to exercise.
You lied.
I did. And he told me, how much time you going to have when you die? And so I actually tried to start running prior to. It's like the thing with, God called Moses to be a deliverer. So Moses tried to deliver them first and murdered somebody and ended up having to go and flee. I tried to run first.
Okay.
And I murdered myself, and it just wasn't working.
Because I remember when you go, let me just sidebar. When we were in school, he was slim. And I remember when he got up to 375, but I didn't know you were that big. And then you came up in the shop all sweaty one day. I was like, what happened to you? Where did you go? And look, no shade. I was like, well, let me try to start running. Let me see what it do. That didn't last long. But anyway, back to you, Bob. Go ahead.
That's because she didn't come running trails with me. But I started trying to run, and then that didn't work. And then I remember one day praying, asking God to help me. Be careful when you ask God for something. And next thing you know, my truck broke down.
Oh!
And it cost too much. I needed a new engine after that. It cost too much to get fixed. And a friend of mine gave me his bike, and I would ride the bike to work and stuff.
Okay.
And I would, on my lunch breaks and stuff, I would go to the park next door and run.
Okay.
And then when I got off work, I would run. And I would run all the time at that point, because by that time, I think the first time I ran was after church, and a friend of mine had dropped me off, and I told him, I said, I'm going to go run. I said, I hadn't ran in the rain since I played football back at Elsa.
Okay.
And so I went to run. And that's what started it all. Kicked it off, and I didn't stop.
Well, with that being said, with being so heavy, how did you do it? What was your motivation?
Ooh, and I was heavy too.
Because, we make excuses, not because we make excuses when we're out of shape not to do it. So, what was your push through? How did you do it?
It was a combination of a lot of people just encouraging me. I remember being at a coffee shop called Minuti out in Sugar Land, and there was a group of people that had just finished running, and they were in a coffee shop.
Okay.
And the young lady was like telling me that I could run. And I started laughing, and she was like, you may not be able to run like I run, but you can run like you can run.
Okay, that was good. That's a good word.
And that really put it in perspective, that whatever I did, it was what I was doing for me. It wasn't for anybody else. So I guess when I got it in my mind that no matter how I ran or how I looked, because being 375, you kind of self-conscious.
About your run being ugly or being like, okay,
how you look. People making jokes at you.
How they gonna joke about a dude running? He doing it.
Yeah.
You at home eating bonbons.
But in your own mind,
yeah,
people can be driving by looking at you, and you having a whole conversation on what they done said.
Got you. You right.
And they ain't probably said nothing else
They
except that
you know
I need to do the same thing he doing.
Or like, man, look at him. He out there getting it. He trying.
Yeah. So once I got past my own self, then I was able to just, grind.
Okay, all right.
Grind, and then I would notice, I wasn't losing weight right away, but I lost inches.
Okay.
My question is, so when you started, so did you do, like, I'll run, sprint, then walk, run, then walk to get your endurance up. How did you?
Well, what I did was I started doing 15 minutes.
Okay.
15 minutes. And then when I worked myself up to 20 minutes, a friend of mine that we went to school with, her son was at Kentner, and he ran track. And I asked him, to give me some tips, give me ideas. And he said, well, how many miles can you run straight without stopping? And I said, probably about 2. And so what he told me to do, he said, well, you run 2 miles a day, every day for 6 days, and rest for the 7th day. He said, then you go back and run 2 miles every day for 6 days, and rest for the 7th day. He said, then the next week, you try to run 3 miles. If you can only get up to 2 1/4 or 2 1/2, 2 3/4, he said, then stick there and do that the same way for a week and rest. And he said, then the next day, add up what you need to make 3. And he said, then do that. And then I went to 4, and then I went to 5. Next thing you know, I was running 7. Next thing you know, I was running 10 miles, and then from there, it was just on and popping.
Oh my good Lord.
Yeah, he ran a lot. He ran a lot. So, what did you get out of running? What does it do for you?
I know this is going to sound corny,
Nah, nothing sounds corny.
but I feel the presence of God when I run.
Mm.
And people, that's my favorite line from the Chariots of Fire.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally feel the presence of God when I'm running. Like,
I agree.
I'm in tune with Him. I'm fellowshipping with Him. I pray when I run.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell people, I have, if I go running for 3 or 4 hours, then, that's time that I can talk to God, And so I pray and I just fellowship with God, fellowship with the Spirit of God, and have a fantastic time.
Because I don't know if you remember when I used to go walking a lot, when I used to do the trails, I can relate to that because when you see the wind blowing and the birds chirping or like random ducks and they're looking at you,
Squirrels.
You can smell the fresh air and it's like, okay, Lord. And if you're struggling in the workout, that's your time to gather your strength. Because you're like, okay, God, I don't really feel like doing this today, but I know you're here with me.
But you know what? There's never been a time where I've gone out and ran where I didn't feel like running, where after I ran, I was like, yeah, I didn't feel like running.
Because once you get started, you started.
And even if I just go out and start walking, when I get to walking, I get to walking fast. And once I start running fast, I get to trotting. And then once I'm in that groove, I'm like,
I'm going to show you something. I'm going to run.
You can run.
And I'm going to show, but I'm going to
believe
get up. I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question. How
Yes.
many marathons have you ran?
I stopped counting.
Wow.
Dang!
I stopped counting. And this is relative to a certain event that took place in my life. But I mean, I was running marathons before I actually went and joined a marathon. There was a lady at my church, Andy B. She knows who that is. A lot of people know who that is. I call her my coach, and she really pushed me over the edge to start running distances.
Okay.
And so I was running like 20 to 30 miles on the weekend, and before I even ran a marathon.
So you've been running marathons before you actually ran the official marathon.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say this.
And so I'm well over 30. I would say I'm probably right now I'm probably into my 50s or 60s.
Dang. Let me tell you about this. You running made me late for work one morning. There was a marathon that they didn't tell us about, and it was all up and down I-10. You couldn't go behind my job. You couldn't come in front of my job. And
I'm talking about the Katie half.
And right when I was getting ready to cuss, I mean, really getting ready to cuss, like F-bombs the whole 9. Yeah, I love the Lord, but I'm a cussing Christian. I saw you running.
That too.
I saw you running. And it just brought a smile on my face. And I was like, well, I'm just going to have to figure out how to get over here. Because I can't. They were running, and you couldn't turn. You couldn't turn down none of the streets.
Yeah, you couldn't go anywhere. When the runners come,
They
stuck.
shut it down.
Yeah, you know you stuck.
Well, I read the article, that they wrote about you. Really good article.
Dr. Lauren Murfield.
It was a really good article. So if you want to get in depth about Aaron Cuddy Burroughs, I'll post it and read the article. But I want to talk about the marathon that almost happened. Why it didn't happen.
Are you talking about the ultra marathon?
It was supposed to be your last one.
For that year.
The
2015.
marathon that wasn't to be.
Yeah.
What happened?
2015. Oh man, that was a beautiful year of running. I was I had just finished 300 miles, 275, miles in August in Houston in a month. That's like 70 miles a week.
Right.
Did a couple other runs. Paced the Houston Half Marathon. Shout out to Mark Coleman and Katie Fitt and everybody over there. And I was 2 weeks out from my run with Brazos Bend 100.
Mm-hmm.
Rob going and everybody over there with that family, his wife. They just had a beautiful baby girl. Congratulations. And I was at work. And the unthinkable, unimaginable happened. And I ended up getting shot several times.
Yeah.
And that changed the running game for me.
So when you say it changed the running game, can you explain to the people what you mean by that?
I was literally going to go professional with ultra running. The times that I was putting up just running on my own, people couldn't believe it. They was like, you too big to be running that fast. But I was trail running and hitting 9 minutes, 15, 22 seconds in the trails. And we're talking about where trees and branches and hills and creeks and all kind of stuff is, where you have to jump, crawl, go under stuff. And I was hitting it pretty quick, pretty fast, holding it for 20-something miles at a time. And my pastor was saying that he wanted me to talk to Andy Stewart, who trains a lot of people, who have trained a lot of people. Finish Line Sports over in Sugar Land off of 59 in Sugar Creek. And I went and talked to Andy, and Andy was going to start training me. And
You got shot.
I got shot. And I didn't just get shot. I got shot 4 times in the place where it makes a difference for running.
And since then, you haven't been able to run those very, very, very long. You can run like your average person now, but you're not like supernatural like you were before. Is that what you're trying to say?
I can't even run like the average person. Like I'm always in pain.
Okay.
I'm always in pain. And yeah, I got shot in the buttocks area in my glutes.
Okay.
4 times. So I still have 2 bullet fragments in my glutes. So I'm in pain all the time. But when I run, I get in pain. When I hit certain pace markers, the pain increases.
I got you.
So when I go down to like 7.5 minutes, and I've done it, I've ran the 7.5 minutes since I've been shot, and I could only do a mile, and it hurts.
Gotcha.
It hurts. It bluntly just hurts.
So how do you push through that?
I'm learning.
Amen.
I'm learning.
And you know, God is mighty. God is a healer. And if running is your heart's desire, you will be able to run like you ran before. I trust and believe that. I believe that God will give you, and if you can't, you will help others who desire to run. It's not over for you. Any man that's about, I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm gonna let you handle that. So, because I know you so well, they call you the running servant. That is such a fitting word, but can you tell the people why they call you that?
Oh,
I read the article.
yeah, we had this this group called Juice Crew,
Uh-huh.
the running group.
You're so
And
hip-hop.
basically, it's no one man or woman above the crew. That's what we would say. So when we would finish our runs, we would go back and get the next person. You know, so I was like, since I let out in that, you know, I would encourage people to go back, and we would go back together. So nobody had to finish their run by themselves,
Right.
and nobody was left by themselves. So we would serve one another.
Okay.
And so I took that mentality in my running community.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so I started running and serving other people to help other people reach their goals of running marathons, finishing certain races, certain distances, things of that nature. So now when I run, because my heart is for ultra marathons, and an ultra marathon is anything over 31.7 miles to 100, 130 miles, 230 miles, anything up, just going that way. And yes, people do run those distances. Those are ultra marathons, and so that's where my heart is. So anything that's a marathon on down is pretty much, I don't run it for me, I run it for other people.
The people that you train, because what I read, and I could have read it wrong, I was late, I was doing my notes, I was doing this. So when he trained, okay, I downloaded from Couch to 5K on my phone. And I was trying to teach myself how to run it on Couch to 5K. It'll tell you, run now, walk now, and a minute you'll run, a minute and a half you'll walk, or whatever. Well, when he's training people on how to run, he interacts with them on a spiritual level. That's what I read from it. Like, so what's your name? And why do you run? And then they just kind of get to know each other when he talks about community. So who gave you the name The Running Servant? Or did you give it to yourself? Because you kind of, you know,
No,
bougie.
I have a lot of running names.
Yes, but
So,
that one is fitting.
Yeah, I have a lot of running names. People call me Pastor. They call me Happy Feet, you know, Park Ranger. Shout outs to PR2. And they call me a lot of different stuff. My trail running buddies over at Trot is trail running over Texas. They call me Nipples.
Oh, Jesus, I don't want to know why. That don't even sound good.
They call me Nipples. I have to tell you a funny story about the nipples.
Yes, indeed.
But,
God help us.
So as I help people and serve people, you know, people always talked about me serving other people's interests when I'm running. And I was running a race one time, and I stopped to help somebody else finish, and I didn't even do my own race because I was helping somebody else that was about to give up.
Okay.
So people would be like, "Man, you always serving other people,
And
serving."
that's how you got
And
the
so that's how the
name.
name Running Servant came about.
Amen.
So
Go on, Cut.
that's it.
I call him Cut Butt.
Yeah, I tell everybody if your running doesn't influence anybody else, you're doing it for the wrong reason. And a lot of times people say, "Well, I can't run. I don't want to run. Running is boring. Running is this." Get yourself a coach. You know, if you're not gonna get me, get somebody that can teach you how to run properly, the techniques of running. You need to understand the mechanics of running so that you can run properly. The one thing I hate to hear when I do marathons and I cross that finish line is people saying, "I'll never do this again." The first thing I say to them is not congratulations. I tell them, stop lying to yourself, one. And two,
Because if you finish, you'll do it again.
you're going to do it again. You know, when it's done, somebody's going to do it again.
Absolutely.
And then I tell them, go get them a coach because you didn't train properly. You didn't work the plan, because had you worked the plan, when you finish, you'd have been like celebrating. You wouldn't feel like you were walking on razor blades. And you would be like, yeah, I got to do this again.
I mean, when we did our little 5K, I was like, yes, I couldn't wait till the next year.
Yeah.
I couldn't wait. I was like, I was ready to do another one. So maybe you're right. If you're doing it for the wrong reasons, you're not going to get any fulfillment out of it. So I know you're about to run around the world. And I know people are like, around the world? Can you explain why you're running around the world and what cause are you running for?
Okay. So last year, we have the Chevron Marathon that's coming up next weekend, January 20th, and I'll be running in there with a young lady named Christy Thornton.
Okay.
Christy's brother last year died in an accident out in I think it was the Kingwood area.
Okay.
His name was Caleb.
Okay.
And so she began this thing called 26 for Caleb.
Okay.
Because she wasn't in the state of mind to run the marathon with me last year.
Okay.
And so 26 from the number of miles in the marathon, and Caleb, her brother.
Okay.
And what she did was challenge people to do random acts of kindness, posted on social media, and used the hashtag 26 for Caleb. So if you do something like that, post the hashtag 26 for Caleb, so we'll know.
Okay.
And then we had Harvey come in
Mm-hmm.
and do the things that Harvey did, and she was doing a lot of good things in the community.
Okay.
She ended up getting recognized by the city of Houston and Mayor Turner. She started a 5K out in
Okay.
Kingwood, which I'll be at this August. Kingwood High School.
All right.
I believe it's the first weekend in August. Y'all look out for that.
Okay.
And we, excuse me, I'm sorry, my thoughts
No, take your time.
get a little jumbled.
I'll reel you back in if you go too far.
It's not about too far, it's about remembering.
That's what I say, I'll reel you back in.
It's not so much that I'm getting old or anything, Corey. I know you're saying that right now. It's that I have extreme PTSD from the shooting and everything.
That's
so
what I want to talk about.
my mind gets a little bit. But let me finish it because
Go
I'm
ahead.
back. I got it back now.
Okay.
So 26 for Caleb. And so one day Christy was like, "Can you do something for Caleb on your run?" And I'm like, on a trail run, ain't too much you can do when you're trying to run 50 or 100 miles. And so I, was figuring out what to do. God put it on my heart to run the Abbott Marathon, the Abbott World Major Marathon.
Okay.
There's 6 of them.
Okay.
The most famous one, and everybody knows, is Boston Marathon.
Right.
From the Boston bombing as well.
Right.
If you didn't know about the marathon, you knew about it from the
That's
the
right.
bombing.
Yeah.
So you have Boston, Tokyo,
Mm-hmm.
you have London, Berlin, Chicago, and New York.
Okay.
Okay. So God put on my heart to do that, and so I researched, see where I need to register and all this stuff, and I did. Well, unbeknown to me, it's a very difficult. These are like extremely hard runs to get into, and so here I am running all 6 of them, and people like,
How did you pull that off? That is
No,
nothing but
that's
God's
God.
grace. That
That's
is
God.
nothing but God's
Because
grace.
let me tell you, when I posted that I was running all 6, I had people said I was lying. I had people said I was stealing people's donations. I had people say that I was committing criminal acts, trying to get funding and just want people's money, that I was doing gambling online. I mean, all kind of stuff. I was like,
that don't even sound like.
I was like, first of all, if I'm going to do something criminal, I know where the money is. I'm not going to play around with these pennies.
Right.
Yeah.
We're going back to the old school cutting before Christ. I know where the money is.
Oh, no,
That's first of all.
yeah.
Second of all, that's not me.
It's not.
That's not me.
It's not.
And so I began to say, well, God, you really are doing this. And so God put on my heart to do 10,000 for each charity.
Okay.
Each run, 10,000 for each run is the mark. Now, another thing people were saying, well, why are you going to do the minimum? Why don't you do the minimum like everybody else?
Because that's not what God gave you.
That's not what God gave me. Not only that, I tell people I never worked for minimum wage. I would tell the job, if you pay me minimum wage, you already told me what you think about me. Because if you could pay me less, you would, but the government said no more. So that's where you're going to start me at. So if that's where you start me at, I don't need to work for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would tell people that, and guess where they would start me at? At least $1 more than what they said they was going to pay at that position, because
Ask and it shall be given.
I tell them I'm going to get up and leave.
That's true.
People need to recognize it. I read an article from the U.S. Department of Labor saying there are more jobs in America right now than people are willing to work on. So if you are a worker and you need a job, you are a commodity. You're rare. There's more people needing workers than there are workers.
Yeah.
So know your worth and go in and ask for what you need. Somebody needs to hear that right now. Go ask for what you're worth.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to pay you what you're worth, that's not where you need to be.
Amen. Want to do it. So, Tracy, do we have any questions or comments?
So a lot of the comments are saying when we get prayer is key. The Running Dust period had, they mentioned your article, said it was a great article. That was Sheldon DeBrain that said that. Of course, and Carmen had asked,
Sheldon
had said she liked the comment when you said if your running doesn't help someone else, you're running for the wrong reason. Sheldon did post the link to the article.
So please read the article. I mean, it is life-changing. Now, before we get out of here, I want to know, where can the people donate to your cause?
You can go to my Facebook page,
All right.
Aaron Burrows, AARON BURROS. You can go to Aaron Burrows, look me up, go there. It's become a donation page. I also have a page called Juice Crew, and you can search on there. It has the Team for Kids, and I also have Team for Scope on my Facebook page.
Okay.
And I also have a public page, a public figure called Aaron Burrows as well. So there's two of those. Running Servant, you can just Google #RunningServant, and everything will pop up.
Yeah.
26 for Caleb will pop up. Everything just pops up under #RunningServant.
So let's be clear for the people. The money that they are donating is not going toward you to run. It's going toward the charities.
The charities that I'm running for.
That's where the clarity needs to be. This man is trying to raise money for causes of people who are in need. So he's running to do that.
Yeah, I'm not running because I need someplace to run. Let me make that clear. The world is my playground. I'm a trail runner.
Yeah.
I love running trails, okay? The wooded areas with crocodiles, alligators, coyotes, everything. That's where I'm at home, okay? Me running the Avid World Major Marathons, I'm doing this for 26 for Caleb. And this is serious because a lot of people are making comments and they're being mean and they're being cruel. And I'm like, wow, we are living in a...
Well, you know, you have to understand. You have to understand. People get courage when you can't see their face.
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
I understand that.
We're gonna overlook the negative, and we're only gonna focus on the positive. Because you will run around the world, and I would like to go to London.
She want to go to London.
I want to go to London for the run.
We're doing Team Scope, Equality for People with Disabilities in London. Every other charity donation is going to go to the New York Road Runners Team for Kids out of New York, New York.
Well, here's my donation. It ain't much, but I want to donate to the cause, even if I don't get to go or whatever.
Let me tell you, every little bit helps.
Yes.
Every little bit helps.
That's for me.
We're going to put that right there.
I'm just saying, and James Alexander Salon. That's from us. Somebody have something to say?
So, Aunt Carmen is saying that, one, she said you should be on the Ellen show. Two,
Ellen can get my sloppy second.
No, Oprah getting your sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
They're waiting on tapes and everything else. So
okay.
Yeah.
And then she also said, like, when are you going to London?
London is April 26th weekend. Okay, I'll be leaving out that Thursday and then get there that Saturday because it's nighttime and it's a day ahead or whatever. So they're 6 hours ahead of us. So I'll get there that Saturday, and then we'll run the marathon that Sunday, and then I'll come back home on Monday.
Well, I'm going to really try to get there because I'm just saying we need to follow you, and the world needs to see this. They say that black people don't exercise. They say that minorities don't run. But I know a lot of black men running. I know a lot of black girls running. You know, we're talking about black girls rock. Black girls run.
Yeah.
Black men run.
You know, we do have a Black Girls Run here in Houston.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So
yes, we do.
I
have friends that run in Black
Girls Run. If you're female and you don't know that, look up Black Girls Run.
Okay.
The Houston, they're on Facebook. You can also look up Black Men Run as well.
Yes.
They're national and they're in Houston as well. So you can look for your local chapter in your city, wherever you are.
one more question. But
Okay. Go ahead.
this is when we're done. Someone wants to know. Someone's asking. David is asking. Are you going to talk about your PTSD?
Yes.
Whatever she want to talk about.
No.
I'm just here to.
Because when I read the article, I knew what happened. I remember the night it happened. We were at a friend's house, Miss Carla. It was either her birthday or Miss Event's birthday, and Corey came in crying. And I was like, what is wrong? Because he got shot at work. And I'm like, what? And people don't understand. I called you on the phone, just random to ask how you were doing. He said, well, the new year's over, so now I'm better. Explain to people how the PTSD from the gunshots bother you. And tell them how you make it through that. Because I know you're a mighty man of God, but you're still flesh and blood. So tell me, how do you deal with that?
Wow. I was telling Mimi off camera before we started that I've spent the last 3 years alone with myself. And had I not, I don't think I could be here right now.
Amen.
I don't think I could have did that article. Not only the PTSD from the actual event, but the things that followed after that. These guys, let's just put it this way, they have not been prosecuted, and they tried to kill me a second time. I know who they are, the police know who they are, but for whatever reason, the case is in the hands of the organized crime unit for Houston.
Okay.
And I made a comment to somebody that I feel like I understand how a rape victim feels. Because people question me, they doubt me, they blame me. My life has been
Turned upside down.
Upside down. Not only that, but they tried to kill me again. I've been intimidated. I've been threatened. I've been bullied. I've been through so much as a result of being shocked. And just how the company handled everything, how the police has handled everything, how everything has happened. And I came to the point that if I'm going to perish, I'm going to perish in public. I'm going to literally, I said this to God. I said, God, you're sovereign. If I'm going to die, I'm going to die for the world to see.
Yeah.
I'm not going to hide in my house anymore.
Amen.
I'm not
It's all right.
running from shadows. The holiday season, I wish I could jump from October straight to January. November, December for me is hell on earth.
I understand, because that's when it happened.
And the fireworks, I can't tell you. This past year, we were sitting, I was at the home, and the dogs, my son's dogs, he has a white lab and a German Shepherd. The white lab jumped up on the couch with me because of the fireworks. The white lab is a greedy dog. He'll eat any and everything. He eats socks and stuff. I got socks that disappear. I tried to get him off of the couch by offering him food, and he would not even come off the couch.
Because he knew you needed him.
And I'm sitting up there saying, ain't no sense of everybody being afraid. And I'm talking to two dogs and myself. But you can imagine, and not having the money to move. And I'm stuck in a lease, and I'm staying at a place where they know I live, and where they've knocked on doors trying to figure out which unit I lived in.
Oh, wow.
Where they would put stuff outside my door
To let you know.
to let me know. And one of the crimes where they committed linked a guy to a murder of a store manager that was a mile away from at a store where I was shot at.
Wow.
That he was murdered, and so the guy is on. They got that guy for capital murder, and so these people know who I am, and I'm like, no more. I was hiding myself on social media and everything else. I said no more, no more. If I'm gonna perish, I'm gonna perish in public.
Amen.
Now, as far as the PTSD is concerned, nationally, I've been tested, and I can say that I've been deemed to have one of the worst cases of PTSD.
So that's why running is freedom for you. Even though it's like you hide in plain sight.
Yeah. And I was running the second time they tried to kill me. So to run, it's a battleground for me. It's a battleground all the way. And it's ground that I don't want to lose anymore. It's ground that I do not want to give to these criminals and hoodlums. It is battleground that I am going to take back.
Amen.
It's a battle for me to go run. People have no idea. And when I go pace people and I'm talking to them and I'm helping them to accomplish and achieve their goals, and I'm not focused on the pain that I'm in, it's therapeutic for me.
Okay.
And the PTSD is so severe. I had a lawyer ask me, how did you get approved for disability the first time around? And I have a client that's a stage 4 cancer patient that hasn't been approved yet. Now, I felt for her client, but that's letting you know how serious this is
And when God
for me.
is on your side, He is on your side.
And what the Social Security Administration thought that this person needs some serious help.
Well, I'm going to just say this. If you follow Aaron Cuddy Burrows on Facebook, you notice he has a nice haircut, his beard is shaped up, he's lined up. Well, I told him, you look like you was on Stowaway or Castaway.
Castaway.
You look like you was on Castaway. You look like Frederick Douglass been shot by, electrocuted, like your thumb got stuck in the socket. And he broke it down for me that the way he kept himself was how he was feeling. And sometimes you have to watch how you treat people and how you talk to people and how you put your mouth on them, because you don't know what people are going through in their day-to-day. So before you say, why you haven't cut your hair yet? You need some change, I need to help you. Or how are you? How are you feeling? Because he doesn't look like what he's been through. You know,
Thank God.
Thank God. You know, he doesn't look like what he's been through. I would have never known that he was suffering from PTSD like that until I read the article. And I've been knowing Cuddy my whole entire life. So, Cuddy, you're going to run around the world. I want y'all to donate. Go to his page and go to the links. And even if it's just like $10, you blow that on fast food. You know, he's asking like $44 and some change. But give whatever you can give, because every dollar makes a difference. So he can help these charitable causes. And if you can't help him, share the link with someone who can. I want to see you run. If God is willing and the creek don't rise, I want to be in London. I want to cover you like I'm real, coming to you from hashtag I'm
You
playing.
are.
I want to cover you in London, and I want to cover you in Tokyo. And I just want to thank you for being so honest and so open and sharing your story. And if he can lose all that way from 375 to what he is now, you can do it too.
Yeah, at the top of my running, I had lost 150 pounds
Yes.
in 18 months.
Mm.
155. That's a whole person.
And you.
Yeah.
I lost a whole person.
Yeah.
In the article, I had made mention about my mom's friend.
Yes.
She called my mom, was like, say it ain't so, say it ain't so. My mom was like, what are you talking about? Say it ain't so. Oh my God, say it ain't so. My mom was like, what? She was like, say he ain't using it. He on that crack rock. My mom died laughing.
Not kidding.
Like, man. But, you know, that's a serious issue as well for people in life. But I'm just committed to healing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's so crazy, okay? So, black men especially, let me speak to some black men right now. I'm going to just put me out there. We as black men, I see 2 mental health professionals. One I see every week and one I see once a month.
Mm.
And when I started going, my Aunt Kathy called me and told me how proud she was of me.
Oh.
Yeah. That's real talk.
That right there meant the world.
Yeah.
Because the black man, we think that
Can't cry.
we can't cry, we too strong, we this and that, ain't nobody gonna tell us anything, we know about ourselves and blah, 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 blah. But I'm telling y'all, God will allow your life for his glory and your good.
Mm-hmm.
God will allow your life to get to a place and a point where you cry out and you need somebody. And I'm going to just put it out there. Just because you see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, don't mean you crazy.
Right.
Don't
You
mean
just
you
cleansing.
nuts. You know, you may need some help from a perspective of having somebody to talk things through with, that can help you with the psychological damage that stuff has done. Because, y'all, I'm telling you, if you run up on me, literally, I'm told my doctor, y'all can ask me questions later. Somebody run up on me, I'm killing them. That's where my mind is.
Yeah.
So my doctor has to talk to me about that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm afraid, y'all. I have fear. And yes, I got faith too.
But you're flesh and blood. And
And so it's wrestling against one another.
that's a whole nother.
But I don't want nobody to catch me on that fleshly day. Catch me on that day I'm full of the spirit.
Yeah.
You know, run up on me when I'm full of the spirit. I'll lay hands on you in a different way. I'm just saying. You know.
Hashtag that. But you know what? Thank you so much, Cuddy, for coming and sharing your story. And I'm not gonna be on next week because I have a wedding to go to. But
Maybe I'll come take over her show.
oh Jesus! But I want to thank you.
You will.
And I think that you're going to be great. You're going to be just fine. And this too shall pass. And I'll be praying with you and I'll be praying for you. Because no one should live in constant fear.
Yeah.
But I can't say how you should feel because I wasn't shot 4 times. So God bless you. 5. Yeah. I wasn't shot no time.
They found, and that's another thing. They found a bullet the day I went to go have surgery to remove a bullet.
Wow.
So that was almost a month. That was about a month later
Yeah.
where they found another bullet. So I don't even know if they found all the bullets that's in me.
That's all right.
And I'm just being real.
Well, we gonna speak life.
But let me say this
Go
before
ahead.
we go.
Uh-huh.
I got a cheer squad called Cheer Squad 44.
Mm-hmm.
And what Cheer Squad 44 is where you commit to donate $44 for each of the 6 runs. That's just a total of $264. That's over the next 16 months.
So you don't have to donate
So you don't have to donate it all at
once.
one time. That is literally about 11 cents a day
I got you.
over the next 16 months. So, and again, I get none of this money. I have to take care of my travel and my accommodations, and everything else is on me. So this isn't me running for free.
I understand.
You know, this is costing me, and I tell people this right now, and people kind of laugh at me, but I'm living on my son's couch because I ended up moving from where I was. I was finally able to move from where I was with his help and the help of my attorney, and I got a place for my son, and I said, this is going to be your place because I'm going to be traveling so much.
Yeah.
So now I'm sleeping on his couch, and I pay my share of the rent.
I got
But
you.
for the most part, I'm using the money that I have free to travel.
Oh, okay.
So this isn't about me traveling for free.
Yeah.
All that money is going to the charity.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that. So
Please give.
if you do the $44 chair squad, then what that qualifies you for is that after every marathon, I'm going to select somebody to choose which marathon that they want to come join me at and cheer me on. Just one person. And this ain't just for this year.
It's for next year.
Yeah, this is for next year because what I'm planning on doing is sponsoring somebody to do what I did.
Okay.
And then that person is going to sponsor somebody, and we're going to have 2 people doing what we did.
Yeah, pass
and
it
we're going to have
down.
4 people doing
There
what we
you
did.
go.
And the next thing you know, we're going to have a team of running servants.
Yeah.
Where we're going out into the world, sharing our life in the gospel and loving people past themselves and helping to serve our running community, which helps to serve our communities and our families.
Amen.
There are doctors and lawyers. I've met people from NASA that run. I've met homemakers, that's very important, that run. I've kids that run. I mean, so many people from every walk of life that run. You never know who you're going to meet.
Wow.
So y'all make sure to share, give, and live.
Come on, share,
Because
give, and live.
you can't outgive God.
Yeah, you can't beat God given no matter how hard you try. We got any questions or comments before we go, Tracy?
Since we get into existence, praise God and pray Him with you. Excellent interview.
Thank you very
Excellent
much.
interview.
Well, you guys, I won't be here next week. I'll be at the wedding. But tune in that last Saturday. Oh, we're going to have an amazing show. Y'all don't want to miss that one. I got the veterans coming. I got Blue coming back. And I got Andre coming back. And I also have Delana guest coming back. So y'all don't want to miss that. We're going to cover the Facebook news the last the last Saturday of the month. And I just want to thank you again. Thank you. And don't forget, remember to laugh. Remember to love. Remember to be the light. And always bear good fruit. This is hashtag I'm just saying. I love you. God bless you.
God bless.